What is going on, everyone? Misha Wilson here, coming at you for another episode of Marketing with Misha. Let me know what your name is and where you are coming in from. Today I'm going to talk about one of the most important conversion lessons that I've ever learned in order to generate more leads, make more sales, create more profits, and of course, do so with systems and automation. So really, if you want to learn how to set up systems and processes that work for you, doing most all of the heavy lifting for you, you'll want to watch this video until the very end. So let me know what your name is and where you're coming in from. I see I have one person on here with me, and I'll go ahead and get this show on the road. So I'm actually answering a question in tonight's episode of Marketing with Misha from Sarah. She didn't leave her last name, but I wanted to go ahead and answer it because it's a really good question, and it's something that I see a lot of people make the mistake or decide to focus on something else where they're not actually focusing on the problem that is. So one of the most important lessons that I've personally learned from another business mentor of mine is the importance of taking the time to actually identify the problem that is. Most people have, low sales, low, profit margins, low something or another, and they don't really take the time to dial in and drill down on what the actual problem is. So all the effort that you put into trying to go ahead and solve that problem doesn't get you towards the end outcome of having higher sales, higher profit margins, whatever that may be. So a little lesson within the lesson of this actual Facebook Live. So cool, I got 5 people on here with me. Let me know what your name is, where you're coming in from. If you can hear me, give me a quick 1 in the comments below. And I'll go ahead and dive into today's episode. The question from Sarah was, Misha, I'm getting a bunch of traffic to my system, to my actual funnel, but I'm not seeing the kind of conversions that I wish I would. What should I do? All right. How do I get more leads? How do I generate more sales? How do I create more profits? How, again, can I be able to spend $1 and then make back $1.50 or $2 back on the back end? And it's a question I get asked a lot, and it's a question that, I usually answer just from the context of you should work in your sales process, because that's actually the legitimate answer, right? But I want to get a little bit more dialed in here, and I want to get a little bit more in depth when it comes to going ahead and how you should approach working on your actual sales process. And I'll tell you a little story at the very end of this Facebook Live that illustrates this point just kind of to a T and just perfectly. So really, the biggest mistake I see so many people make is they see, okay, I'm getting traffic. Okay, I'm, getting leads maybe, but I'm not seeing sales. Okay, I'm getting website visitors, but I'm spending more than I'm making on the front end, and I can't seem to figure it out. And so what they do immediately when they're getting traffic, but they're not getting sales, is they immediately go through their sales process and they try to make everything stronger, which makes sense, all right? It's, again, the logical thing to do. If you're not seeing enough sales, the conclusion that most people come to is that their sales process isn't strong enough, which is true. And so what they do is they go through their entire sales process trying to make the thing stronger. They try to make their capture page better. They try to make their sales page and their offer better. Never a bad thing to do. Again, just not the most efficient or the most effective thing to do. They try to make their follow-up campaign stronger, better, higher quality, all that jazz. And again, they try to take, massive action, which they should, but it's not always on the correct specific thing that they should be honing in on and be focusing on, all right? So one of the original lessons that I actually learned from Tim Irway, one of my mentors in the industry, a buddy, TJ, and one of the most valuable lessons that I've learned. Tim's also going to be speaking at the I Am Mastery event. Grab your ticket if you haven't already, but you'll be hearing about that very soon. But it's essentially the lesson of always focusing on the weakest link, all right? So you have to think of your overall sales process like a bicycle wheel. In order for that wheel to go around, in order to get you, where you want to go on that bike, every single spoke on that wheel has to be working correctly. Every single spoke has to pull its weight in order for that bicycle wheel to go around. If one spoke is broken, the entire wheel doesn't work. Now, if that wheel was broken and if there was one spoke that was messed up, what would be the correct thing to do? Go and try to make every spoke stronger, the rubber, more durable, the rubber more tough, make it be, let's say, so thorns can't puncture through it, turn it into a different kind of metal, that the actual rubber's on? Or is it smarter to just focus on that one spoke that's broken and just going ahead and focusing on repairing that one broken spoke? Metaphorically, what most people do is they focus on trying to make every spoke better. They focus on trying to make, the rubber tougher. They focus on trying to make the metal stronger without really identifying and taking the time to figure out what the weakest link actually is. So really from a conversion mechanism throughout your entire sales process, when it comes to traffic to lead, lead to sale, sale to back-end sale, sale to, higher ticket conversion even to that next level of higher ticket conversion on the back end. If you have premium value offers on the back end that you're going ahead and providing your customers, the key to really dial in conversions is to firstly know what you're doing overall, all right? So if everything sucks, you obviously have to fix everything, right? But if you go through the Profit Boosting Bootcamp, if you get involved with a good, coaching mentorship program, if you get to the right mastermind, you should have a general idea just from the information that you learn from your mentors, what you should be doing, the action steps you should be taking, and how those will affect your business. From there, when things don't work out quite the way you wish they would, instead of trying to reinvent the wheel, instead of trying to, build a new wheel, instead of trying to fix everything on that wheel, what you want to do is you want to take the time to identify that weakest link. You want to take the time to identify that one portion of your actual sales process that's broken, because when you do that, fixing that one thing is the Archimedes lever within that actual process that will get you from here to here very quickly and allow you to, be able to generate more leads for every single, visitor you have to your website. From there, you'll have more leads coming through, more people will see your offer. After more people see your offer, more people will buy, obviously, if your offer's good. From there, after you have more buyers, you'll then have more back-end buyers because you have more front-end buyers if your actual upsell process is good. So just through fixing that one little spoke, you immediately have a compounding effect throughout your entire sales process, front-end buyers, upsells, back-ends, leads, all of it, just because you focused on fixing that one weakest link. And I remember when I first, figured out this lesson, and I was at this point in time in my business where my sales page wasn't converting the way I wish it would. My offer wasn't converting the way I wish it would. And I was getting people through my actual process, through my capture page. And give me a quick 1 in the comments if you can still see me. It's saying low network connection. But I was getting a bunch of people through my actual capture page, but I wasn't getting a high enough quality of sale conversion, which is a pain that I see a lot of people having. And all I did was I focused on, increasing the response and the effectiveness of my bridge page. All I did was focus on increasing the response and the effectiveness of the actual sales page. All I did was focus on those two portions because in my mind's eye, that was what I should be focusing on. And when I had a mentor look at it, when I had a mentor tear it apart, the thing that I should have been focusing on, the weakest link that was actually broken, was my email follow-up. I had 0 email follow-up on the back end. I had, a very lackluster, daily broadcast method of operation with my actual email follow-up. I didn't have an initial indoctrination series, which obviously goes out immediately after someone opts in and is going through your initial email follow-up campaign. And I was just leaving a ton of money on the table without following up correctly on the back end. And so when I changed my focus from, all of my energy is going to go into getting the best bridge page in the world. All of my energy is going to go into, getting the best sales page, the best looking sales page, the best design, the prettiest, the actual, the best sales copy humanly possible, which actually isn't as important as you think it is. The sales copy is vitally important, but the offer is king. Most people, again, when they have low sales conversions, even if their email follow-up campaign is strong, what they'll do is they'll focus all of their effort on the actual sales copy instead of just the offer itself. Look at the offer first. Another little intertwined lesson here tonight. But the minute I focused on getting the right follow-up campaign in place, setting up that first 7-day email follow-up campaign, driving people back to my sales page, and then from there, religiously emailing my list every single day, twice a day, offers every single day, value every single day, getting in front of my leads every single day, I immediately increased the actual effectiveness of my sales funnel, my sales process by about 3 or 4 times. My sales conversion problem was a thing of the past. And as a result, I was able to go out, spend more to acquire more traffic, to acquire more leads, to acquire more front-end buyers, more back-end buyers, the whole 9 yards, because I took the time to truly identify the problem. I took the time to truly identify the weakest link in the actual sales process. And then instead of trying to, amp out everything else and fix everything else and make everything else better, I just focused on fixing that one problem. And as a result, it changed everything for me and my business. So that's my message for you here today. Great question, Sarah. It is a question I get asked a lot, and I don't answer it deeply enough when I do usually. I'm glad you got it out of it. I'm glad you got the correct answer out of me here today. And give me some likes, comments, hearts, shares, all that stuff if you guys got some value. Siddharth, Dinah, Krishana, good to see you. Good to see all of you guys. Ryan, Keisha, what is going on? Good to see all of you guys. And as always, give me some likes, comments, hearts, shares. And I will see you on the next episode of Marketing with Misha. All right, guys, later.